Flosstube and welcome to Punky's Place. My name is Heather. I go by Punky Pearls on Facebook, Instagram, Ravelry, and also on Etsy. I just want to thank my return subscribers and viewers for coming and spending a little bit of time with me, and also to my new viewers and subscribers, thanks for the support. So I live here in the Pacific Northwest and I am teleworking today because our roads are awful because it's not raining like it normally should. It is snowing. Our roads are completely messed up. This state is not, at least where I live, they are not prepared for this much snow. So I am teleworking today and taking my lunch break to make a quick video since it is about 3 days late. This video is going to have cross stitch, of course, and also some quilty stuff. I've been doing a lot of sewing. Also, part of the reason my video is a little bit late, I didn't feel like I had a lot to show, but when I pulled my box of goodies out, I did do quite a bit of stitching. I just don't have any finishes, so it's probably not going to be a long video. With that being said, everybody is home today, so if we have to stop this a million times, it is what it is. We're all home. So anyways, let's get started on the stitching goodies. One of the things I stitched on this over the last couple weeks was Carolyn Manning's blue. And for those of you who have watched my videos before, you've heard me complain, for lack of a better word, about paper charts. Not Carolyn Manning's charts, but just paper charts in general. I like to stitch from a device, so Pattern Keeper is my friend, and I like to keep track of how many stitches I do. I like to zoom in and highlight and whatnot. So I took my paper pattern and made it into a PDF, and it was able to upload in Pattern Keeper. So that motivated me to get some stitches in on this. I started this back in November as part of a stitch along for Stitching 911, 911's Facebook. The hashtag for that one is StitchManning911. And here is as far as I got. Once I uploaded the paper pattern and made it PDF, I ended up getting, I felt like I got a lot more stitching in than I normally would have. I got this motif partly in, this one completely in, that, and then you can't really see the light blue. It doesn't show up very well with this lighting, but I got all the little details around this motif, part of this band, and I think now that I have it in PDF form, I will pull it out more often. This is stitched on 36 count Winter Moon with the called for colors. I have DMC and Anchor flosses for that one. So that is the first one. The next one, which I showed last time, remember, cute little bag that I won from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, is the Christmas wreath sale. I don't remember how far I was the last time I showed you this, but I feel like it's in the naughty pile, at least until this weekend, because I ended up having to rip out a pretty good chunk of it. And that frustrates me when I make a mistake where I didn't count correctly, and this whole section was stitched, and this whole section had to be I had to visit the frog pond on this one. So I'm working my way back up to finish this third section. I don't think I'll have a problem finishing it before the end of the month. However, if I keep making dumb mistakes, I keep putting it in the naughty pile. But anyways, this is stitched on the kit. I bought the kit from Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This is all the called for everything because I bought it in a kit. Maybe this weekend I'll pull this one back out after I finish what I'm going to show you next. I am doing quite a few stitch-alongs this year, so I'm hoping to stay on track. And part of my motivation to make a floss tube was to be held accountable, so you guys make sure I go back to this one. It's a cute stitch, but I don't know what my problem was. The next thing I stitched on, and if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen my progress on this. I am so excited. It is the Modern Folk Embroidery Sow, the Fruit of Plenty. I am almost done with part 2. I just have this bird to put in and this light blue area to put in. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and complete the triangle here and then complete the triangle there. But I am having a problem. I am loving the way this is turning out. There are so many different color combinations. It's like jumping down a rabbit hole and you kind of go, oh, I wish I would have done it that color. Oh my goodness, that's so pretty. Oh, I should have did that. But after getting to this point, these colors are definitely growing on me. Of course, both of them are two of my favorite colors, so it will work in this room once it's done. So I'm excited about that. I shouldn't have a problem finishing that up this weekend, especially since it's a long weekend, so I'll have a lot of good stitching time, and we're not going anywhere because, like I said, the weather is crazy. This Sunday, we are planning on having a Thanksgiving dinner for Valentine's Day, so I will be taking the day to cook Thanksgiving. But other than that, I have plenty of hours to sit around and be a vegetable and stitch. This is stitched on 40 count Edinburgh linen. No, not Edinburgh. 40 count Newcastle in platinum colorway by Zweigart. So there is that. The next thing I stitched on, and I talked a little bit about this my last video, WIPGO numbers were called number 4 and number 20, and number 4 for me was a new start, and I was excited because I had mentioned I was waiting for a new start to be called so I could start the Made to Create sale. I have started it and I have finished part 1. This is stitched on 32 count petty point in the natural colorway. I am using sulky flosses with the intention to follow the colors that Caterpillar cross stitch started for, and I might be making a few exceptions because I am stitching So She Did by Lori Holt, and I'm going to use those colors plus some additional colors that coordinate to not make them match, but make them look good sitting next to each other in this room. So that's that one. That was a fast, sorry, my face itches. That was a fast stitch. I don't know. I'm hoping all of them are that fast, and then I'll definitely be able to stick with that one. The next thing I had stitched for WIPGO was to stitch 300 stitches on Squad Ghouls by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I thought my writing said 500 stitches. I did 500. I only had to do 3, but I'm glad that I got quite a bit done. This is stitched on the called for fabric, and let me pull up my bit. The called for fabric and flosses. I got this as a kit. I'm going to be putting all 4 of them on this one piece of fabric. The way that they finished theirs was individually on, like, made little pillows out of them. But I'm just going to do it as one and then make a cute fold or wall hanging of some sort. Anyways, I got the green border in and the little orange shirt and the words, and it's going to say I love brains. I just haven't done the back stitching yet. This was a quick stitch. I did discover that I am off somewhere in this border, and it throws everything off by a half stitch. I don't know. I don't even care. I just fudged it. I figured I could work with it and make it work. Nobody's going to come and inspect this. The only ones I know are you. So that was that stitch. That'll probably go away until it gets called again. I like to stitch seasonally, and I'm not in the Halloween mood, but anyways, so. The other thing I stitched, and I did quite a bit on this one, was my Dimensions kit, the Wreath for All Seasons. I had talked about this in my last video that I was going to be stitching it as a memorial piece for my grandma. I showed the picture of a wreath that we got for her funeral and the wreath of, or the picture of the cross stitch pattern itself. This, let's see, let me pull it out. this is what it's going to look like when it is done. I started in the spring section right here. My kids picked that section because my grandma's birthday was in springtime, and also they said spring is coming, which I agreed with them. So this is where I'm at. It's still on my Q-snap. Usually I stitch in hand, but for this one I put it in my Q-snap because I attach it to my Case Creation lap stand. It is stitched on the kit Ada, which is also different for me. I've been using either a Lugana or an even weave of some sort, or even linen. So I haven't stitched on Ada since I was younger. I'm liking it. It makes life really easy. Takes the guesswork out of which holes you're going to put it on in. I just have to use a magnifier and a light, and this is as far as I've gotten. It's on a cream Ada, so a lot of the colors kind of blend, and I think the back stitching will help with that. I still have to put in the rest of this bird's nest, and actually I have to put in a lot, but what I'm thinking is as I go along, like I could do the back stitching on the seed packet, and then once the bird's nest is done, I could do the back stitching there. I think I'm going to do the back stitching as I go, because I'm afraid if I finish this whole thing and have to back stitch it later, I won't do it, and I really would enjoy this to be hung up with a picture of my grandma. So that is that. And my little needle minder is a Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery needle minder. I love sheep, so anything with sheep I'll be buying. So if you find anything cute, let me know. Put me a little link at the bottom and say, yo, Heather, there's a little lammy you need to get, and I will totally get it. I love lambs and obviously pandas because my logo is a panda. Speaking of logo, now that I mentioned it, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw these the other day, but look how cute these are. My husband made me stickers. So when I send out bags, I'm going to be popping a couple stickers in the bags. I just think they are so cute, and I'm trying to find places to stick them on. So I've stuck them on everything that I could think of. My Flosstube book, my notebook. They're everywhere. I'm going to tag up this whole house in pandas. So, yeah, so those are cute. I think that's everything for the stitching. As far as haul, I only got one thing, and that is, and I'll post it here, it's the Stitching with the Housewife Be Mine. I love that piece. I was waiting for it to come out digitally so I could purchase it from their Etsy shop. I know what fabric I'm going to be stitching it on. It's one of the ones that I've dyed. It's kind of coming out weird in the video, but yeah, so I think I'll be doing it on that one, and that will be maybe this weekend. I don't know. We'll see. But I wanted to share that with you as well. As far as anything else, I do have a couple things that I want to purchase. There is a Bella Filipina pattern that I really want to get, but I'm waiting to get a bingo on my WIPGO as a, yay, you finished a row, and you can get something big. So fingers crossed that happens soon, because I really want to get it. And whenever I do, I'll post that here. As far as stitching goes, I think that's everything. Yep. That is everything. So if you're not interested in any of my quilting things, thanks for coming in and visiting for cross stitch. And as far as quilting, I am going to be talking about the Bonnie Camille Quilt Bee book. You see all my notes and post-its, and it's thick because there's actually fabric in there. And what I've been doing, I joined the quilt along, and what I've been doing is going through the pages and pre-cutting all my blocks, so that all I have to do when that week comes up or that month comes up, sew them together. I am stitching this what they call for Shine On Fat Quarter Bundle. Here's another example of my pieces already cut and pressed and ready to go. I did get quite a few of the blocks done over the last couple weeks. Let me move this out of the way. And I'll show you those. I keep them in a See, more pandas. I keep them in a scrapbook box after they are made. I just got that at Hobby Lobby, and then I just keep my pressed blocks in there. So I'll just show you the ones I have finished. There's this one. This one, which is one of my favorites. So bright and cheerful. This little block. This butterfly block. These two, which are the same block, just different fabrics. This block. And a big flower block. I still have to do the bee block, which I'm planning to do, I think, this weekend. The background fabric that is called for is the, let me see if I can find it, is this teal or aqua colored with the rainbow on it. I don't have that fabric, plus I want my whole quilt backing to be white, so I'm just going to modify it a little bit so that I can use white as a background and then it'll blend into my quilt a little bit differently, but I haven't figured out what fabrics I want to use for that. I haven't done any other crafty stuff. I had a hankering to pull out my knitting because for some reason this freezing weather makes me want to pull out my knitting needles, and maybe I'll do that this weekend. I don't know. Like I said, it's a 4-day weekend and we have plenty of time to do all the things and we're not going anywhere, so maybe I will. Other plans, I plan on working on my 4 seasons, Wreath for all seasons pattern, finish up my modern folk embroidery, and like I said, hopefully get back to that Christmas wreath. Maybe I'll stop being mad at it. I don't know. Anyways, so now I'm rambling. Thanks for coming and visiting and spending a little bit of time with me. If you have any questions, please shoot me an email or put it down in the comment section. You can also question or message me on Instagram as well. And as everything else, I don't know. I think that's everything. So happy stitching. Bye.